good with glasses on, but you know, eye pro is better than losing your vision at like 40, so might as well. I'm gonna take my oxy torch and cut right along the top of this to remove these two top support brackets only. Here's the original support bracket for that rear dump tailgate, and here is a piece of scrap metal along with another piece over there, that direction, that I have that I am going to cut to the same dimensions as what I would want for this. Now obviously it's not the same as it was originally. There's a large bend in it. Really, I don't see why you would have something that's that thin. Now that's all support right there. So this is the actual thickness of the material versus piece is. So I've got a lot more tensile strength to work with. Measuring this, I kind of have to be a little bit general because of the fact that this is bent. I'm going to extend it out because from bottom to top is 8 1/8 inches. I'm going to extend that out to 8 1/2 inches all the way out to here. That's 10 inches. That's about what I would want to do. The main thing is getting proportions right and making sure it's supported correctly. My design for this would be to use this actually as a bracket to hold on a turn signal. So I could hook up one big one, kind of put a pilot mount, you know, run the wires through here and have it sitting right here, so that way whenever I turn on turn signals in the truck, it'll flash left, you know, left and right like a beacon like it's supposed to. So as you can see here, I've marked out all of the lines using soapstone and that speed square right over here. This is what the finished product is kind of looking like. Obviously I need to clean out this center hole for the pin. It's going to sit on the bed just about like that. Pretty well what I've done is taken this machinist protractor and simplified it. That's what I'm going to cut along. On the opposing side, it is 50 degrees. Right here, that's that center line, and then that's the center line of the actual hole. So punch there, circle out, cut along here, and cut along here, and then hopefully find some way to bore through right here. So at this point, I've cut another piece of the actual section that I had cut off of the top end, which, as you can see, here's the other half of that disposed piece. Use that to make a little bit of a longer edge. I know it's way thicker than the old stuff used to be, and this is a 1/2 inch, but just that line being continued down there makes me feel a lot more confident in the fact that my welds on this flat actually attaching to the bed is going to be more robust. Then you've got your side, then you've got your center piece right here. I'll have another piece of probably 1/4 inch straight bar through here, and then make something that's about equal size with 1 1/8 flat plate that I've got. Got this big piece right over here. So an examination of the new mock-up. With this, obviously it's going to have a hole in the center right about where my hand is and be leaned in. That way I've got some good support, and then I can layer it on with that 1/8 inch over there. This is the old. Definitely out with the old, in with the new, and hopefully once I get some better welding rods, since all the ones that I've been working with are all oxidized, I can actually weld this thing up. So just using the two opposite side mounts, I drew out on this piece of 1/8 inch steel what I need to cut out. Well, it's not great by any means, but you can kind of tell what it is, and I didn't hardly waste any material, so I still got all that left to work with. I've got it rigged up now. I've got this inch drill bit cutting through this 1/2 inch plate for one side. I got the next two set up right here, and I'm just about getting ready to drill out all those holes, and it'll be done as far as these brackets are concerned. So here we've got the frame of the truck. I've got my measurements all laid out. So here is the measure from the back of the cab, right there where that rivet is, all the way to the very end where it falls off, obviously. I bet you're wondering, why'd you take that measurement? Well, you see, the dump bed sitting outside that I'm trying to put on it, the frame plus the overhang that I want to have as a cab protector is exactly 121 inches. Now, I'm trying to shorten this frame within those two specs, but the only way to shorten it and not have to buy another drive shaft or get one of these three cut is to pull one of these sections out and shorten the frame the exact same length. That front drive shaft is 42 inches to the dot. This one is 4 foot to the dot, and that back one's about 52, 53, 54, somewhere around there. I didn't focus on that because I'm definitely not touching it. This would be 48, which, a little bit too long. However, if I remove that front drive shaft at 42 inches and make a 42 inch and a little bit of a cut, that's perfect. So I've got my marks. They've extended out this frame 80 inches to have a larger bed sit on top of it. But right here, after that reinforcement ends, I've got my beginning cut. And over here, I've got my end cut. That would take out this cross member, allowing me to move this whole drive shaft forward and hopefully weld it right about here. So that way this connects into the spindle on the back of the housing, connects up to the spindle on the back of the tail shaft, and extends in and still has this slip joint. So that way, whenever I'm going up and down, it's not completely bolted together and possibly ripping itself apart. I'm not able to do that until I get the thing running really well and get the title transferred, which from that auction company I've got until about September 26th. But I'm making good headway and wanted to measure that regardless. Spotted these holes inside of here after I got a little bit of a weld going along the outside edge. And I'm going to patch these with some steel I got laying around. Probably going to carve it out right about that size and carve out here right about the same. Well, it's time to get it cutting. Looks all right. I'm through this side. I'm gonna move over to that side. Well, as you can see, I've tried to get through every point that I wanted to. Now it is hammer time. Hopefully this comes down with a couple swings. I've made a very nice table. I made the frame shorter. I'm not recording much of this because it's sketchy and I don't want anybody to replicate me. But I've got two ratchet straps here, both that are about equal as far as weight is concerned, what they can pull or what they're rated for. And here is the angle. These are salvaged pieces, welded them up a pretty good bit ago. I know for sure that they're square, so I got two on this side and one on the other. You might think, oh, he has a good reason for that, but no, I just don't have any more C-clamps. I broke one, and my pair of 4 is now down to a set of 3.